Gave my little Electrolux 302, this is the old one from 1975, gave it a little bit of a motor service. So thought I'd just give it a quick little push around just to, yeah, just because, because I love it. It's not this particular model, well no, sorry, start again. Not this particular machine, but this model was the first vacuum I ever knew, because we had this when I was a kid. So did my granny. So I had two of them to play with in two different houses, which was quite exciting. And this is what got me loving cleaning, Electrolux, all that kind of thing. We used to have the instruction manual and I loved that. The lady in a little short skirt and her high heels that was vacuuming her mirror and down the side of her radiator and all that kind of thing. Funny what you remember, isn't it? Anyway, it was just an excuse to give this a quick go, and I've put a nice MK plug onto it. It's got insulated pins, but not the end of the world. It's a nice plug, and yeah, we're going to set up and give her a go. The hose is the correct vintage, so this is the one with the side suction control. It's I'd say 98% airtight. Sometimes you can feel something around here, but not very often. And around the end here is a little bit squeaky. So sometimes, depending on which way it turns and it pulls, you get a little shriek, but it's like not very often. It will probably do it constantly in this. I've put a different rubber end on that I pinched from a spare 345 hose that I've got in the garage, which is totally leaky. I need to find out how you re-end them, these braided ones, because I mean this one doesn't need it, but I think I've got two 345 hoses that they're, you know, when you see them and they're all sort of mangled at this end, if you put your hand over it, it works fine, but I want to hold the handle. I don't want them to be holding this. So if there's a way that I can find to do it, I'll have to ask around, then that'd be really good, because I've got a brown plastic hose for 345 and I've got one that it is airtight, it just looks funny. I might have used it in one of my earlier videos. It's airtight, but it just looks strange. So if we could get that re-ended, that would be great. But anyway, we're talking about 302, so I'll get set up and then we'll give her a quick whirl. There's the squeak. That's from this. idea. I'm going to swap the tool for a minute because this is handy. Well, that's really nice to use. However, I still really like this. I know I'm in the minority. Out comes the fan here. I kind of want to stick it underneath, there's no hook. So that's warm, but it's not hot. So basically what I'd done was still plugged in, isn't it? I'd taken the motor out of here and did the usual of pulling the carbon brushes out, taking the clips off the side, lifting the, I forgot what you call it, the core, is it? Coil? I've forgotten, can't remember the technical term. But you take the top bit off and then you get the armature and the fans at the bottom. So I cleaned all that out with a brush and used my SIBO to suck all the muck out. And it ran before, don't get me wrong, it ran before and it did pick up, but it used to whistle quite a lot and squeak. And I thought, right, we'll give it a go, see if a clean up properly will do it. Took this thing out, and the armature didn't really spin that well. It was very noisy, sounded like nails on a blackboard. So once it was cleaned out, and I think it was no more than 4 drops of oil went in to the lower bearing, and suddenly it span, and it like it wouldn't stop. You know those spinning top things that you get in crackers, and you spin them, and if you can keep them going as long as possible, it was like one of those that just wouldn't stop. So I thought, oh come on, we've got to be onto a winner here. So put it all back together, no squeaking, and it runs lovely, and it doesn't get too hot. Yeah, I mean that's practically cold almost now, whereas before I'd use it for maybe a minute and a half, and it would be really hot. You could tell that it was doing some work. So there must be better airflow and physics somewhere involved in this. I'm no scientist. So yeah, I'm really pleased, really pleased. And like I say, this was the childhood vacuum that got me into this whole malarkey. So I'm delighted that I've got one with the original hose, with my beloved. Got the crevice tool. I've got a box for it as well, which is hidden away somewhere. Got the hook, because it lives on the hook in my airing cupboard. So I've got everything apart from the instruction book, which I'm keeping my fingers crossed I can get in the near future. And then I'll be totally happy. But yeah, I know it was just an excuse just to get this lovely lady out, but they're sort of, you know, they're very basic, but they work. They're powerful, 650 watt motor, and yeah, can't really complain. I won't use it too often. I have got a newer 302 that I use more often downstairs on the tile floor. This is one that I hope will last me a long time and come out for occasional use. But yeah, hope that didn't bore you too much. It's just an excuse for me to be able to use this.